You just go to sleep, child, said Alice, pulling off her socks, and don't you scream and wake your pa up. So Alice instructed her to sleep and, of course, added further not to scream, otherwise, it might wake her father. Fine, but the same old nightmare came. But what happened? Kezia in fact saw the same old nightmare. What was her nightmare? Again, what is nightmare? A horrible dream. The butcher. She saw a butcher. Butcher, a person who sells flesh, meat. That's what is called butcher. So butcher with a knife and rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile. So that butcher had horrible smile on his face. While she could not move, and Kezia felt herself completely paralyzed, motionless. She was not able to move, could only stand still. And she could stand still, motionless there, crying out. What she was crying? Grandma! Grandma! She woke shivering, but suddenly what happened? She woke up, and when she woke up, she was shivering, trembling to see father beside her bed and a candle in his hand. So, what she found that father was next to her. What the matter? He said. Father said, what is the matter? He said, oh, a butcher, a knife. I want granny. She narrated what had happened to make father understand that she had seen a nightmare. He blew out the candle which was lighting there. He extinguished that, he put out that, bent down and caught up the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. Father brought Kezia in his own bedroom, carrying her along the passage. We did it. A newspaper was on the bed. He put away the newspaper. He removed the newspaper from there. Then carefully tucked up the child. What is tucked up? Covered up nicely in bed. Fine. He lay down beside her. And what is lay? Second form of lie. So he in fact slept next to her, half asleep still. But Kezia did not sleep completely. She was half asleep, still with the butcher smile all about her, it seemed. And still she was sensing. She was, dreaming about that horrible smile of butcher. She crept close to him. And because of that fear, she went closer to her father, snugged her ahead. What is snug? Moved into a warm, comfortable position close to another person. So she went closer to her father to get a comfortable position, under his arm, held tightly to his shirt, and she caught tightly to her father's shirt. Then the dark did not matter, she lay still, and after that she felt quite comfortable. When she went so close to father, she felt safe and secured, and after that darkness did not bother her, did not vex her at all. What father said on this? He said, here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm, said father. Tried out, and she tried the same. He slept before the little girl. Father was tired, so he slept earlier. A funny feeling came over her. She felt little bit funny. Poor father, not so big after all. And now when she was so close to her father, she felt the father was not so giant as she thought of. So she felt that father was seriously not so giant. You must have remembered in the beginning we had studied that she found father as a giant, as a devil, so big size. But now it looked to her, it wasn't there, and with no one to look after him, and father was profoundly busy, and that was the reason no one was there to take care of him. He was harder, so that was the reason he did not have time to spend with Kezia. She realized now he was harder than grandmother, and of course the skin texture was not so soft. Ladies have softer skin because they apply so many creams, Olay, Pond, this and that. Men in fact they work out, they are exposed to heat, then dust, so that is why they get harsh but it does not happen generally with females. So that what she felt, that the skin texture was not so soft, which was of course with grandmother. So see, but it was a nice hardness. But at that moment, she even enjoyed that hardness of her father's skin texture. And every day he had to work and was too tired to be a Mr. McDonald. And she realized all fingers are not same. Likewise, it wasn't there that he could treat her the way Mr. McDonald, treated his children because of extreme engagement in his professional commitment. So she realized the father was not able to spend so much time. He was compelled, he was bound on account of his engagement in different professional commitments. So she stood suddenly. She had torn up. She had torn up all his beautiful writing, and she also realized that somewhere she had done a false pause, blunder, a big mistake by tearing those important documents. She stood suddenly. She moved suddenly, and sighed and took a deep breath. Father asked, "What the matter?" asked her father. "Another dream." "Oh," said the little girl, "my head is on your heart. I can hear it going, and I can hear your heart beat." What a big heart you have got, father dear. And see the very conclusive statement spoken by Kezia. She said, "What a big heart you have got, father." So big size wise, heart of 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers? Of course not. Big here is metaphorically she is saying that you have also got big heart, compassionate heart, generous heart, kind heart. All right, likewise, Mr. McDonald, she realized in the end if father was harsh, that was not a willing work. He had so many other commitments on account of the same. He was not able to spend his time with her. But in the end, when father brought her so compassionately, lovingly, into his own bedroom and made her sleep next to him. So it made her realize that father was not so hard as he was taken by her. Alright, so Catherine Mansfield is the writer, is the author of this chapter. So what has this chapter taught us in the end? The chapter has taught not to be judgmental about someone. There are people who have different nature on account of different reasons. First of all, we must spend a considerable amount of time to get someone, to realize someone, and after that to make our opinion about that person is all right. And especially if we find our parent somewhat strict, they are strict because they intend to shape up properly. There are children who take undue advantage of their parents' innocence and leniency. So at the same time, parents become compelled to be somewhat strict with them. So that is why we must cooperate with our parents. If they are strict with us, they want us to be disciplined, to be civilized, to be representative of world. So that's what father intended there. Thank you so much for watching this video. The question answer would be sent to you.